Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be fixing a MacBook. For those of you who are new to the channel, since we've gained almost 600,000 subscribers or so in the past year, on occasion we actually fix MacBooks here. I know the past year has been discussing the world becoming a random dystopia, lots of talk on right to repair, and lots of footage of New York City empty real estate. But from time to time, once upon a time, my job was to fix MacBooks. I don't know if this will be my job into the future. I don't know what the world has in store for business and me. But what I know is that today we're going to be working on an A1502 MacBook that doesn't appear to be turning on. And I hope that you'll all join me on this journey to try and figure out what's wrong with this MacBook that's not turning on so that we can fix it and make it work again. Now, one of the things that I do anytime I'm working on a MacBook is I will do this. I'll take my little power supply, attach it to my MagSafe, unplug the battery, and then I want to see how many amps the machine is taking. And as you can see here, not only do we not get a green light, but we also did not hit the record button before we started the stream. So we're going to restart this because I'm an idiot. Imagine that. Okay. Hey everybody, how's it going? There's a lot of new people that have subscribed to this channel over the past 8 months to a year. Many of you may not be aware that one of the things I used to do was fix MacBooks. So today, we are going to be focusing on fixing a MacBook. It's one of the things that we do here. I have a company called Rossmann Repair Group that fixes MacBooks from time to time. Most of the time, what we do is we discuss empty real estate in New York City, but from time to time, we'll discuss how to fix a MacBook. So over here, we have a MacBook, and it's not turning on. So what we're going to see here is we are going to take this MagSafe, and plug it in. Now, I attached the MagSafe to a power supply, and the reason I do that, and the reason I unplug the battery, is to see how much power the board is taking by itself, because the amount of power the board is taking by itself is going to give me an indication of what's going on with it. I'm not going to get that if I keep the battery plugged in, because then I'll see how much power the battery is taking plus the board. I'm not going to be isolating my variables. I'm not really going to get an idea what's going on. You always want to isolate your variables when you're trying to troubleshoot something. And what I see here is that, A, I don't get a green light, and I'm very curious if you guys have an idea of what that is, of what's going on, of what power rail is necessary for us to get a green light. But further, we are only taking 21 milliamps, which is not enough for this to actually turn on. So let's see if we can figure out why it's not turning on, make this MacBook turn on, and make it work again. Now, I do have a guide down below. It's about a 150-page guide that you can follow along with if you'd like to learn how to do this type of work. If you'd like to learn how to do MacBook repair, there are a lot of MacBooks out there that need to be fixed. And if you're willing to fix MacBooks that the Genius Bar or other franchise repair shops are not only are you able to help make the world a little bit more green by making things work again, not only are you able to get devices back into the hands of people that may have not been able to afford to have a computer, but you are also, let's face it, you're able to make a little bit of money for yourself. And that's not bad when the economy is going to shit and inflation is crazy and home prices are up and everything's a bubble. Might as well make a little bit for yourself while making the world a better place. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's open this up. Let's take the screws out of it. And let's see what's going on inside this little MacBook. Remember, you can't really control what's going on in the world. You can't really control the crazy stuff that goes on anywhere across the country, in banks and war rooms. But what you can control is what goes on inside the little MacBook that's in front of you. You are the dictator of the little MacBook. When you're working on this board, you have control and power over it. And you can make it a beautiful world of happy, functioning circuitry, or you can make it a mess of reflowed CPU and poorly soldered junk. And so it's kind of up to you. What kind of MacBook do you want it to be? What kind of world do you want to live in? I want to live in a happy world, which is why I try to make this into a happy MacBook. Now, immediately when I take this MacBook out, I know that I'm going to cry when I turn the board over, because giant corrosion, giant corrosion, giant corrosion. So I know when I turn this board over, I'm probably going to curse really loudly. So I'm procrastinating doing it, because I know that when I turn this board over, it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be like an hour or so of work, and okay, this is going to suck. This is going to be pretty bad. This is not going to be fun by any means, any stretch of the imagination. So I'm just going to prep myself ahead of time by getting myself an A1502 820 4924 donor board available. so that I have something to work with and grab things from, because I have a feeling I'm going to need a nice fresh donor board to grab a lot of things from based on the condition of what's in front of me. I want to have that available before I even start, lest I become completely black-pilled. So I'll be right back. I'm going to make a clap over here so that I know not to include this when I'm editing, because I'm too lazy to do editing properly. I don't actually watch the whole video, I just look for the claps and edit around them. All right. 1, 2. Ugh. Okay, so let's go over why this is most likely not working and why it's most likely going to be a complete waste of time. Over here, on this part of the board, you have the SMC. This is what's going to talk to the charger, get a green light in the charger, and this is most likely why you have no green light. This is going to make it run slow due to a sensor issue. However, this is what is going to power the CPU and get it to turn on. And when you have corrosion on what powers the CPU, what takes the 12-volt rail and turns it into 1 volt for the CPU, there's a good chance that 12 volts went directly to the CPU, which means that your CPU is then most likely screwed. And that is going to royally suck, because it means that all the time and effort you put into fixing everything else on the board is not actually going to work. It's not going to mean anything. And most of the stuff that's in the queue at the store right now is absolute miserable hell, dead T2 chips, SSD buck converter destroyed, all sorts of stuff that there's really no place to deal with. And so I see a lame person in the chat that's copying and pasting lame shit, who's also crying about moderation. And we have a tradition on this channel, which is when somebody cries about moderation, we actually give them something to cry about. Bye bye, victim. Bye, victim. Enjoy being a victim. Bye. Anyway, so now they actually have something to cry about. We gave them something good to cry about right there. I gave them something good to cry about right there. GTFO. All right. What's your typical personal schedule? I don't have one. Okay. The little victim left. Okay. It really does. As I've said, I see the way that I deal with YouTube chat, and I've always said I don't want to be a politician because people become pieces of shit when they have power. I see the way that I use power in YouTube chat, man. If I was a politician, oh my god. I would ban people in real life. I would go full NKVD on it, secret police. People would be banned from existing. Don't give me power. Don't give me power. I would misuse that power. I don't want to be anywhere near elected office. The temptation is too great. Being a dictator can be fun. Right now I'm going to be the dictator of the flux. You have lots of interesting comments in here. Like every now and then you'll get people with a left-wing martyr victim complex. He had a left-wing martyr victim, a right-wing. That guy had a right-wing martyr victim complex. But either way, martyr victim complexes in the chat are so fucking lame. So I just usually instead of like listening to the complaining back and forth, I'd rather just ban and give him something to bitch about to fulfill the martyr complex. Cancelled you like Kevin Spacey at a House of Cards. Except Kevin Spacey was entertaining. Thank you, by the way. That's great. House of Cards Season 6 was... the moment I heard what you guys know I heard in the beginning of Season 6, I just turned that shit right off. I heard what I needed to hear to realize that they don't care about the show at all. And I just turned it right off. Right off. Is having a child bride a thing in the Libertarian Party, JT? Because I've never heard of that. Can't have my child bride. Is there a candidate that tried to have a child bride? That's a little bit impossible, Sonia. I apologize for introducing, but I think I watched about 5 minutes of the first episode and I was done. You actually got much further than I did. You got way further than I did on episode 1. I wonder like what the results were. If I want to have access to Netflix's internal analytics. How many people got past more than the first 180 seconds of season 6 of House of Cards? And how many people just after watching that didn't watch the rest of it at all? Oh, look at that beautiful flux, baby. Yes. Yes. Get on my board. Oh, yeah. Look at that nice, beautiful flux. Oh. My condolences to you, Michael Ambushio. Embu. Hey, Daniel. I'm wasting time working on a board that's going to have a dead CPU because I got nothing better to do. How are you? Sadly, a board that has a bunch of crap over where 12 volts goes to the CPU is my best bet at having anything productive today. So this or dead T2, dead PCH, randomly turning off, buck converter, send 12 volts to SSD. I did a long time ago, but I think I stopped at season 2 or so. That was a long time ago for Breaking Bad. I forget why I stopped watching it. I think I got busy with business or something. Okay, the SMC has been reflowed with a lot of flux, the proper amount. I do have to touch up a lot of the crap over here and clean it. Next up, CPU area of the board. That board come in the ocean or what? What point would you send the A1278 that's working to a landfill? Never. You just give it to somebody else if you don't want it. No reason for it to be in a landfill. Somebody else will take it from you. What happened to this board? Lots of liquid. I really do not want to replace the SMC on this or run a bunch of jumpers near the SMC when I know that the freaking... I know that the CPU is going to be dead on this. Feels like I'm just wasting my time. There's a lot of resistors on this that are not really that great. I don't want to leave stuff on the board that looks like that, but I also don't want to put too much time and effort into this if it winds up having a dead CPU, so I just want to get it to looking acceptable and see if I can get any signs of improvement out of it. Because again, when you have a no-fix, no-fee business model, you really don't want to invest a lot of time into something that's going to be a complete waste of it. Yes, you will, Vince. Yes, you will. My boss is yelling at me to get back to work, says Tech Man AC. You let Tech Man AC watch. This is work. Alright. We'll do a little bit of rapid cool technology on this board. I ultrasonic it, yes, Paul Daniels, but do I put every cap back on it? Like, no. Like, if I was knocking off caps that were completely corroded and destroyed to shit, I'm not going to reattach them all for a fucking no-fix. You know, you got an hour or two of my time for free. You're not getting me reattaching everything as well. But, you know, I will ultrasonic it so it doesn't look like total shit. Just out of respect. If the CPU is dead, can you replace it with a donor? No. I mean, yes, but no. Like, technically you can do that, but no, I'm not going down that rabbit hole for this. Like, okay, how do you know that this donor has a good CPU, right? So let's say let's say this is the board I'm working on, right? Let's say it has a dead CPU. How do I know that this donor board's CPU is good? How do I know that this board has a good CPU? What if this board became a donor board because the CPU is dead? Like, how do you have an answer? How do you find an answer to that question? You don't. Now, with older machines, like let's say if you're talking about an MCP 89 on an 820-2879 board, what you could do is you could check the resistance to ground on PP342 if it's see if it's above 30 kiloohms or above 100 kiloohms, and you could check the resistance to ground on the X-Tal or the clock pins, and that gives you a general idea. It's not going to be 100%, but it gives you a general idea. But on this stuff, no. I have no idea what you're talking about, JT. That makes no sense. Let's see. Okay, so. Okay, do we at least get a green light? We had an intermittent green light over there for a moment. Okay, we got a green light. So we've gotten somewhere. So green light, yes, but we're still... Oh, and 500 milliamps. Whoa. Fan spin? Come on, give me a fan spin, baby. Give me that fan spin. Show me that fan. Show me that fan. You know you want to spin for me. Spin for daddy. Spin. Spin for daddy. For those of you who want to know why MacBook CPUs can die as often as they do, that heatsink is boiling right now and the fan is not spinning at all. It'll eventually spin, you'll see. Ow. Ow. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're on. Wait a second. That 500 milliamps is kind of constant. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. No, don't be dead, CPU. No. 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 Oh, you're right. It is a... Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, okay. We're going to plug in a screen and see what that looks like. CPU suffers a case of DED. Oh, no. Boo. This is bullshit. Let's see. Do I get a chime? Well, I got a fan spin. See, the fan is spinning. Okay, but is it brain dead? I want to see if it actually boots, gives me anything on the screen. Do you do anything? Because if the CPU is dead, then I'm not going to waste time making the board, you know, look pretty and replacing a bunch of components in something that's dead. But I will, I will put in a best ditch effort to make this board not look like shit and make sure that it lasts a long time if there's actually a light at the end of this tunnel. Typical dirty MacBook screen. Wait, 95 milliamps? What? No, 500 milliamps. Meow. 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 Why are you taking 800 milliamps? Use the USB chipmunk made by Harold Simi Zapper to check for CPU activity. Oh, I have no idea what that is. I'm just gonna meow at this point. Alright. So no dice there. You know what I'll do? I'll give it a quick ultrasonic cleaning, and I'll see if after the ultrasonic cleaning, if we get anything, maybe and then I'll start replacing components, because this was fairly disgusting, fairly nasty. I'll give it a good old once over in the ultrasonic. I've fluxed up the areas that were nasty and reflowed so that, if there was anything in there, that it wouldn't just fall off the board. And then if that doesn't do it, then I will meow at the sky like a Clinton cat. Or no, that actually is kind of more like the noise that Oreo makes. Oreo meows a lot, and he goes, Mr. Clinton. Kitty cat. Kitty Clinton. Alright. See you later, Caleb. I'm glad I got rid of you. I'm mad. Oh, man. I was really hoping that I'd get something there that's not completely dead. I just didn't want to go down the rabbit hole of having to figure out if... I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole of like actually replacing everything and treating this as a real repair without having some sign that the CPU is usable. But I don't think we're going to get that. Now, it could be the CPU is usable, it's just we're not getting anything on the screen because SMC lid is being held down low, which is causing us to have no backlight as a result of corrosion by the SMC. But honestly, it really does look disgusting there. By the way, everybody meow for Caleb, please. Everybody, everybody, if you all could do me a favor and meow for Caleb Brewster. Give a meow in the chat. Ping Caleb Brewster as well. Give him a meow. Give him a meow. Maybe a woof. Maybe a meow. A meow? Yeah, give him a meow. Let him know. Let him know. Let him know that the meows win this. The meows are in the lead. Excellent. Everybody ping him and give him a meow. Make sure he could still hear it even if he closed the window. You want to meow so loud that he can hear it even if you close the window. Okay. Now I'm warming up the flux in the board before I put it in the cleaner, because if the flux is burning when I put it into the cleaner, it'll come off of the board a lot easier. As will the soot and the dirt. If all of this stuff if all the flux is kind of boiling at the time that it's in the cleaner, it'll be a lot easier to get all this shit off of here. And it'll come out a lot cleaner. The water in the cleaner is boiling. Not boiling, it's close to boiling. But this will help. So be right back. I'm just going to toss this in the cleaner. Who's the sore loser? Who's the sore loser?
David is claiming I'm a sore loser. Because he's a sore
By association with Veneera, yes.
Oh, she's a sore loser. I can't play with her anything.
Yeah. She changes the rules in the middle of the game. David, is he changing the rule? Is Steve changing the rules in the middle of the game?
Oh, but we literally mid-game, bro.
What game were you playing?
Oh, he beat me in a race.
Oh.
No. Hell, the day he beats me in a race, you can kill me. Like,
I beat him in a race.
that's an embarrassment.
I tried to beat Orhan in a race and I almost tore my quadricep.
No, yeah, hold on.
I remember that.
Steve had a heart attack.
You looked at him, man. That's disrespect to me, man.
What?
You looked at him.
He looked at what?
He beat me in a race.
He looked at David, bro. Of all the people here. Bro, I'd kill myself.
That's very nice. I have dead CPU.
That's what you chose, was it that CPU?
Yeah, CPU has got 12 volts to it. Buck converter all corroded. It now turns on, but it's just black screen. No image.
I have the M1 Air that looks like it might actually survive this.
What?
Everything's nice and cleaned up there. Everything's nice and cleaned up
Can I take the
there.
M1 CPU from you and put it on my A1502?
No.
Why not?
Whole different architecture.
I want.
Are they like all new or are they like squeezies? I told him to give some stuff to Dan.
Does he understand about the circuit for the
He does.
CD32?
They said this year. Yeah.
So I don't understand this one. He probably else.
Do you have Okay, let's give it another 2 minutes. Why you called me a mod yesterday? Oh, because your text shows up a different color in my restream chat. Can you please ban me, pretty please? Maybe. One sec, I'm ultrasonicing a board out there. Thank you for the $2. Take us with you to the ultrasonic. I did, you get to hear the ultrasonic cleaner. I guess I'll give you a ban if you want a ban.
He gets the easiest calls, I swear.
I wanted to see if the oven was actually plugged in.
Is it?
I think it is.
Maybe it broke?
This does not feel hot. Okay, never mind. That is hot. Now we wait for the board to dry. A good 20, 30 minutes. Talk about boring. Okay, so we're going to wait about 20 minutes for this to dry. Nope. Yeah, this is boring. This is why ultrasonicking is very boring. I have nothing to do for the next 20 minutes. Depends on your definition of a good deal, backer. You guys need to invest in a boom. What do you mean? A boom? Like an explosion? I don't want an explosion. Sing for us. Huh? Sing. Eat a greenie? What do you use as cleaner liquid? A distilled water with the Branson EC. I don't use alcohol in the ultrasonic cleaner because it's flammable, and you're not supposed to put flammable liquids in the ultrasonic cleaner. It's kind of an IQ test. Like, are you putting alcohol in an ultrasonic cleaner is an IQ test, and it kind of gives you an idea of the intelligence of the person doing it. Almost ruined a pair of 820-3332 boards in my new oven, because I forgot a zero crossing detector on my Triac. Ouch. The other thing is that alcohol is not really a good detergent. What you want to use in an ultrasonic cleaner is a detergent. You use the alcohol to displace the water after you're done with the ultrasonic cleaning. But it's like alcohol is not a detergent. It's not going to get rid of junk. A boom is in a microphone on a stick. Why would I do that? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That's literally the dumbest shit I've ever heard. So if you have a microphone on a stick, then when you have a fume extractor on, a hot air station on, here's what a mic on a stick is going to sound like, right? So this is me talking. Now listen to me sitting in my seat next to all this super loud shit that sits right next to me. So this is what it would sound like when I'm sitting right near my workspace and I have my hot air station and my fume extractor if I have a microphone on a stick. Like, where do these people in the chat get off thinking they understand how to set up a microphone better than me after 10 years? Like, really? This is dumb. This is dumbass shit. Why? You need to buy this to be professional. Fuck out of here. No. This is a very, very noisy setup, and there's a lot of noise that gets made in this setup. And if you're going to have a setup where there's a lot of noise made, then you're going to want something called your signal-to-noise ratio to be, how to put this, as high as humanly possible. I want the signal, my voice, to noise, giant vacuum cleaner sitting right in front of me and giant hot hair blower next to me, to be as high as possible. So the noise, the mic should be as close to the noise source, the signal noise as possible, which is me, and as far away from the noise of whatever it is that makes noise in my system, which is all this crap. One sec, boom, this actually keeps falling off the desk. It drives me nuts. My fume extractor. There we go. Yeah, you're right, I am the noise source. I like Repair Shopper Blake Horsfall. Long live the DPA headset. Indeed. Long live the DPA. Okay. I'm kind of curious if need a special preamp. This does require plug power. It'll work with phantom power or plug power, which is a few volts. So these little Sennheiser wireless transmitters will give out plug power, and also those Zoom H1Ns will put out plug power. Used to work in audio recording. I wouldn't even answer these people who think they know better than me without question. It's a fashion thing, honestly. People see instead of thinking about what is going to sound better, they just see what somebody else is using and they assume that you need to do what everybody else is doing. It's a fashionable thing, and it's really lame. Okay. It smells like alcohol here, which means that this is not done. Yeah, once it doesn't smell like alcohol near the oven anymore, I'll know. I'm slow. I'll tear my quadricep trying to do that again. I'm doing a new exercise routine. I want to see how far you can get into this exercise routine before you fall down. It's a calisthenic routine for your midsection. I got 92 seconds in and I fell down.
Wait, you're supposed to hold like a position or something?
Yeah, it's different positions that you have to hold over time. And I failed so horribly. But I was in so much pain the next day. But I'm doing that because it's... You should sue Pfizer for that. Oh, wait. You can't. Okay. What do we have? Have Clinton be your assistant. He's a cat. Zoom H4 also sends phantom plug power. Any updates in the Glass Smasher? He's not a piece of software. He doesn't come with updates. I love the Britney Spears mic. It sounds great. Now, Britney Spears mic is a Crown. I think it's a WH310 or something like that. Let me see. Crown. Yeah, Britney Spears' mic is a Crown. And that thing is horrible. That's a cardioid mic. It goes in front of your mouth, and it sounds really horrible. I can't stand the Britney Spears mic. This is a Broadway mic. Yeah, you're thinking of the CM311. So Britney Spears uses something, I believe the CM311. It's this one. But this microphone, in my opinion, is horrible. It's cardioid. It's not omni. So you get all the proximity effect, and you get like this boominess, but also it goes in front of your mouth rather than on the side of it, which for having a cardioid mic that close to being right on your mouth it's a horrible sound. I can't stand this thing. I got one of those and I returned it almost immediately thereafter. Not yours, B Sharp. Never yours. The Verge was set up by the industrial complex. What chair are you using? Some cheap Amazon shit. Everybody else here has an Aeron chair, and I have some Amazon shit. Did you see the pic of Lewis getting out in front of a Tesla bottomless like Britney? What? Okay. Let me see if my board is dried off yet. I upped the temperature in the oven a little bit so it dries a little faster. Almost has no alcohol smell. Should be ready soon.
No, Steve doesn't fully anyway.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that you said me and Orhan.
Actually, maybe that one's that.
How do you feel about replacing about 120 discrete components on a MacBook board that probably has a dead CPU at the ends of it? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know David was talking to you. I thought it was on the phone. My bad. Sorry, David. I thought you were on the phone.
Does not sound like fun.
Danny's got it. If not Danny,
why though?
I heard Anil got a low amount in his queue right now.
True.
So maybe he'd want to take it up.
This board needs like 120 things replaced on it, and it probably has a dead CPU. Okay. Let's see what this piece of shit looks like. Alright, so for when I do the editing of this, if this is actually a postable board repair, I'll need to know where to start in the edit. So I'm going to put a clap here in a moment. This way I'll know. Oh, come on. Come on. Piece of shit, yell at me. Okay. He ignores critical information from multiple viewers even when tagging. No, I don't. I'm in another room. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Oh my god. I'm in another fucking room. Oh my god, you people bitch over everything. Jesus Christ. I literally have the camera on so you could see that I'm in the other room ultrasonicing a board. Okay, fine, you crybabies. Let me see. What did you... Hey. Pog. And you wonder why I don't read the Twitch chat. NVIDIA's mic AI. Can you put onion rings in the ultrasonic? And you wonder why I don't read the Twitch chat. Pepe D. And you wonder why I don't read the Twitch chat. Let's see. I had a junior high school art teacher who demonstrated how ultrasonic cleaners work by putting a hot dog in the thing. It got ripped apart. I've never tried putting a hot dog in an ultrasonic, but now I want to do that. There's no way a hot dog gets destroyed by an ultrasonic. That would make a good video, especially because I have a camera that works underwater. I want to try that. Would you invest in someone who can gain an L skill level in half a year and become the new Paul S in a year of experience, or are you past that point? I don't honestly want to invest in anything at this point in time. I want to save what is left of my business and cut expenses as much as humanly possible. I don't think I would invest in someone that takes 6 months to get to an L skill level. No, I would say that's too slow. Now, if minimum wage were lower than what it is now, then maybe not. But if minimum wage is going to be like 16 or 17 bucks an hour or something, then I'm not paying that much for 6 months. Because after payroll, taxes, and everything else, that's good. That's $18,000. And again, there are no guarantees in this world. So you could pay the person you could pay out $18,000, and at the end of it, have someone that you have to fire anyway. So that I'm not at the point where I can make where I'm making those types of investments. What comments is he reading? Let's see. No comments because I'm in the other fucking room. Oh my god, I can't believe people don't see that. It's on his random. Oh, the Amazon link is in the description. See, this is the Cool Kids chat anyway. Current sense resistor one. Has the tilted floor affected anyone's back? We don't have a tilted floor here. I spent way too much money to make sure that the floor is actually level, which was kind of a waste of money since I'm probably not going to be here in a year anyway. Lewis keeps the employees happy seated. Maybe. Been sub for 10 years and didn't know you had another channel. Interesting. Anel Oreo missed you. Huh. He has all the streaming chats combined into one. Ding, ding, ding. And the Twitch one mostly just has like Pepe and Poggers and stupid emojis, so it's easier to ignore. Yeah, what's up?
She's picking up a laptop that you repaired. What is it?
She's-
237?
She looks scared.
237?
She doesn't want to show on camera unless she's paid for her likeness. I'm trying to expand my business to a small space in Kansas City. How does your ventilation system work? I have a stupid mini split air conditioner in the room that came with the place, but mainly I have a HAKKO FA430. The HAKKO FA430 is very expensive and probably overkill for you, but I like it. It works. It does the job. Watch him missing critical info again. Aw, watch you cry again. Cry more, Dave's Plays. Cry more. QQ. QQ, mofo. I don't like this new Lewis. I'm out of here. Cry more, you bitch. Alright, what do we have next? Let's see. I don't know what to say. People are literally complaining that I didn't read their chat when I said I'm going to the other room so I can ultrasonic a board, and I walk out of the room. Oh, man. I was actually better off when I wasn't reading Twitch chat. There was a smoke indeed. Smoke? What smoke? How is Mr. Clinton? He was actually being an asshole today. He kicked Oreo off of his rug. Oreo has a rug and he kicked him off of it. Sometimes it is better to let chat be chat. Yes. See. A Nell ignoring Oreo video from months ago is something I found funny. Yes. Why don't you read my chat? I always read your chat, Chris Long. I don't like to do arrogant, Lewis. What a cunt you are. You're literally mad that I didn't read a chat that you made while I was in the other fucking room. Like, oh my god. I almost, you know one thing I noticed? YouTube chat never complains about these things. YouTube chat, Twitch chat has been whining like a bitch today. But YouTube chat is absolutely fine. They get that if there's an empty chair, that means I'm in the other room, and I can't see through the wall to see what you said. I want to give everybody in YouTube chat a nice round of applause for not being whiny. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at this board and see what we have in here. What do we got in here? Let's take a look. Okay, so we've got an ultrasonic. And now the area around the SMC, this honestly looks like complete dog shit. I feel offended after this. You should feel offended, Diaco. Feel very offended. Feel very mad. Okay. So as you can see here, we have... Okay, this needs to be reattached. This probably we can get away with. This probably we can get away with over here. These two, obviously, these components need to be replaced. This is no longer making contact anymore. This is no longer even a resistor. Actually, you know what? I should put a clap over here so I can tell from my editing. I had a... Okay. So after the ultrasonic cleaner, what do we see? So there's a bunch on this board that looks completely destroyed. So just around the SMC, this is the system management controller, which is kind of like a part of the brain of the machine. Manages a lot of things. You have this cap should be replaced, but that's not really as important as something like this resistor, which is completely destroyed altogether. This is these two resistors, like these literally will just come off if I touch them. This is not making any contact anymore, so whatever is going on between here and here it's not making its way to the SMC because of this probe point. This all needs to be replaced. That's all disgusting. So that entire area is going to need a lot of rework. Now, if we go over here by the sensor area, again, this is not going to keep us from having a brain or turning on, but this is obviously going to need a little bit of work over here. We go over to the CPU area, and this is where this is going to be responsible for CPU power. This also, so this cap over here I'm going to be replacing. This resistor looks like it would come off if I tapped it the wrong way. These caps are pretty much, there's nothing to even attach them to the board. When you turn on the Mac, there was smoke somewhere near the CPU. It's ripped, most probably. Most likely what you're thinking, you probably saw flux, or when I turned off the fume extractor, you saw flux coming up. These caps don't look great, but this area is usually like Thunderbolt and USB. I mean, obviously I care about making those things work, but we care about seeing if we can get it to turn on. It was definitely smoke, says Get Off My Lawn. It was smoke. Huh. I have my doubts, but let's see. Smoke somewhere near the CPU. Somebody clipped something that they said is smoke, but when I watch their clip, I don't see any smoke. So somebody made a clip that they say is smoke. I don't know what you guys are seeing. It's possible I'm blind, but... I'm watching this clip. I watched that clip 5 times. I don't see any smoke at all. I think you guys are... I think it's possible I'm being trolled. I feel like I'm being trolled. Yeah, I'm being trolled hardcore. I am being trolled. I don't know what you guys are seeing, man. Okay, I give up. I can't keep tracing that. Okay, so first thing makes sense to do here. Let's just rework everything over here. I'm just going to put a clap so I edit out that section where I'm searching for the troll smoke. And again, this is probably a waste of time anyway, because the corrosion that you see over here means that 12 volts may have went to the CPU. But I've already kind of committed to it at this point. Hair of the dog, you're kind of correct there. Okay, so there's a... I guess, do I start with traces? Or do I start with components? Look at how big the edge of an X-Acto knife is in contrast to the rest. Geely, that's That's a good strategy, Jilly. Okay, let's put this up here. Okay, we got a jumper. This whole row looks like total shit. Kuroto, why would I allow... That's the point, Kuroto. Yes. But I don't want to let people search for the boogeyman of... be ruined by reality. Okay, so... this entire row is corroded, honestly. Let's just restart. Start from scratch. Okay. Dave's plays, no need to feel bad. No feels bad, man. You're not the one working on this on a no-fix, no-fee basis. Laugh at me. That'll make you feel better. Laugh at the plight of the no-fix, no-fee repairman. There's really nothing better in my queue, so even if this thing did smoke, I'd sadly still have a better chance on this than I do anything else in this garbage queue today. Just a lot of spill damage, Runers. Get off my lawn, sees fake smoke. My god. Twitch has turned into UFO level conspiracy now. You guys are actually at UFO level conspiracy. You realize that, right? Can anybody from the YouTube chat go to the Twitch chat momentarily to view this clip that supposedly has a big smokestack in it that... Yes. The additionalist, I trust you. Tell me if you see a giant smokestack. This is... Okay. Oh my god, you guys are looking at flux. Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys are actually looking at flux coming off. Oh wow. Oh, 5-star troll. 5-star troll. Good work, Twitch chat. You got me. You fucking got me better than Steve got me the other day when that guy that wanted me to live in his house with him came up to the front of the store and asked for a moment to talk to me. Oh man, that was good shit. Good shit right there. That's quality. That was fun. That was some fun shit right there. Okay. You got me good. That was kind of funny. That's not smoke. That's flux. You guys are talking like there's an explosion. Get off my lawn is getting saltier and saltier. Get off my lawn is salty as fuck. Hello, Strawman, how are you? Bro, you guys have 3 fucking pages talking about smoke, crying that I didn't see your comment on the other screen, making a clip of something that is a normal process of fucking board repair. Every time I do this, there is smoke. You don't clip it. Do you know why? Because it's normal. So when you guys spend 3 pages talking about smoke, I will say that you're talking about a giant smokestack. That's not a straw man. That's you either not knowing what soldering is or purposely trolling me and getting insanely salty over it. Either way, I am literally done with Twitch chat today. I can't read this shit. I'm reading it. I'm going back to YouTube chat. All right. Let's go back to something that makes sense. You can kind of tell when somebody's actually mad while they're typing. And you could tell that Get Off My Lawn is rage typing right now. So we are going to replace this row of components over here. Yes, it was hot air. We had just finished with the hot air. Oh my god. Okay. So I put a row of flux on my donor over here. On this board that most likely got 12 volts to the CPU anyway. And we're going to replace each piece one by one. Okay, we're gonna replace one by one. I honestly usually prefer hot air for this, but it's easier with hot air. What is that?
I don't know, you ordered a McRib?
I did not order McDonald's. I don't eat this shit.
Coca-Cola and a McRib.
I don't eat Coca-Cola. That shit's horrible. I watch Super Size Me. Take.
Well, then somebody order you a McRib. It's like the holy grail of McDonald's sandwiches.
There's no such thing as a good McDonald's sandwich.
Were you having a discussion about this earlier?
I was having a discussion about this giant troll of a board. I don't even know why I'm putting time into this. Look, with all the corrosion that was by the 12-volt CPU circuitry.
I don't even know that it came to the right place. Somebody upstairs may have ordered a McRib.
It's probably poison. Have Kevin taste test it. Kevin's a bro when it comes to taste testing. Thank you, Brian Day. I highly appreciate it. The McRib is back. Somebody got McRib? We're going to flux this and hot air it into place at the end because as you can see you get all these little... It doesn't exactly go into place perfectly unless you use another set of tweezers to push down the components, which is more doable when you have a larger component. What is a McRib?
It's... I don't even know what the meat is.
That looks
but
horrible.
It's like just smothered in barbecue sauce on a roll.
You don't know what the meat is?
I don't know if it's pork or beef.
But you're going to eat it.
I've had one before. There's a whole following. People follow this sandwich all around the country.
I've never thought of McDonald's as something that gets followed.
Yeah, they did something marketable. You want it?
No, thanks.
Sure.
I don't eat McDonald's, Paul. I'm already out of shape enough. I'm literally one of the worst jumpers in the store according to that wall out there. Okay, this is going to require another jumper. Okay, so that looks like total absolute shit. So we're just gonna have some flux and some hot air, and we're gonna flow all of that into place because that looks like trash. I appreciate the $5, but I can't afford it. I'm terribly out of shape already. I'm doing work to have another exercise routine so I get into some better shape. Save me, my niece keeps handing me toys and I'm like, what do you want? Chris Long's son actually does that. It's an adorable kid. I don't really know what to do with that either, and I think I have to figure out how you're supposed to answer that before I become a father. They ordered a vegetarian McDonald's? How is there a McRib during the porkocalypse? I quit being vegan last year. Oh shit, I just knocked everything over. I pulled a Paul Daniels right there. What is it you're supposed to say when that happens? Sweet mercy. Is Lewis smoking meats? M stands for Motorix. Huh? Sweet mercy. Okay, what do... Do I need a jumper down here, or would it just a little solder blob do? I think a solder blob will do. You know, I probably should put a wire there. Well, I'll come back and do that if this board winds up not being a complete waste of time. Which it really kind of seems like it's going to be. Do we get Godowski's Elegy back on the channel? Elegy. I miss Godowski. That's a good piece of music for when you've wasted hours on something that's dead. I really don't want this to be... I don't want to give up on this, because if I give up on this, I have to try a T2 chip randomly turning off and bad PCH and a bunch of other things that are honestly considerably worse than doing this. So as sad as it sounds, this is sadly one of the better uses of my time right now. How much weight did you gain from hopping barbecue restaurants? You know, I didn't gain any weight on vacation. I just didn't gain muscle as much as I wanted to because the hotel that I stayed at didn't have a real gym. They had a gym with a 20-pound and a 30-pound kettlebell, and that was it. Now, you can get some stuff done with that, but, like, come on. That's not a gym. And I bring resistance bands with me, but it's limited. This is kind of limited in what you can do. Okay. What odds do you give this repair? 10%. Better than everything else in my queue, for being honest. 10%. That's still the highest odds of anything that I have to do or choose from. This sounds like a good percentage. Yeah, 10% is about it. 19.9 is a good mile per hour, but not a... You blame Twitch chat for trolling, but how can we tell that you're soldering? Because that's what I've been doing this entire time. Smoking flux being around boards is something that is inherent to the work that I do here. The trolling began with people getting mad that I was not reading a comment while the camera was pointing to a chair that was in the other room. That was kind of funny. Admittedly, I should not stream repairs that require ultrasonicking. Usually I don't. I usually move on to the next one. And some people have said they want to see the before and after of the ultrasonic repair. But who wants who wants to spend 30 minutes looking at me do nothing? By the way, I'm using the hot air station because I've just kind of lost patience for using the micro tweezers. I'm not a big fan of the micro tweezers. I very rarely use them. What is your relationship with Sunny? Domestic partnership? No, I don't know. Ex-employee / current friend? I don't really know how you expect me to answer that question. Okay, so this looks pretty destroyed over here. Is there anything to be salvaged? I could probably dig to the nub over there and touch the nub. Dave's Plays is getting a little too frisky. Dave's Plays, stop with the friskiness. When I came back here, I was reading people going, "Oh my god, he missed a critical detail and he didn't read my chat, WTF." Well, yes, I read what's in front of me first and then I scroll up, and people were getting mad at that. Twitch chat is very frisky today. I'm not saying that I was soldering with the board in that position. I'm saying that this stuff, when I have the hot air on it for a while, is going to smoke for quite a bit of time before it stops smoking. You think all external DACs are useless, or just the extent where the DAC is the new placebo? I think that there's a lot of... if you can't tell the difference in an ABX test, I would say that the difference is placebo. Again, it depends what you're talking about. Are you comparing 1997... are you comparing AC97 from a 1999 Pentium 3 motherboard to an external DAC, or what are you comparing? Okay, what do we have here? 8204924. I'm guessing that that's PP3V42 over there. That's really nasty. Or not. That's actually P-Bus vSense. I gotta run a wire to something nearby. No big deal. Okay. Okay. Twitch is not dead compared to YouTube. Well, again, like if I did the main channel, yes. For the live channel, it's kind of maybe 70-30, 80-20 or so. Okay, I can either run to this probe point or to the transistor itself. I think I'll run it from the probe point over to here. That's where that wire needs to go. I want to keep the wire as short as possible. We go. This feels like a dentist. It's like a dentist, except it lasts longer and you don't get a prize at the end of it. I guess you do. You get a prize at the end of it if you win. You don't get a prize if you lose. At the dentist, you get a prize at the end whether you win or you lose. How would you define winning or losing at the dentist? I tend to define it as whether or not I had to get a cavity or a filling or drilled. Yeah, I never got in a cavity. I got a perfect record with that. I hope to keep it that way. Nitrous. Huh? Also, did somebody just post a bunny? Who just posted a bunny? A bunny? Somebody seriously just posted a little bunny? What are you doing posting a bunny? What does a bunny have to do with board repair? Is that a bunny's asshole? Oh my god, you just posted a bunny's asshole. Oh. Wow. Who the... I remember being on a website a long time ago, like in 2001 or 2002, that had a lot of emojis that most sites didn't have. It was one of the most advanced sites when it came to emojis of its time that I remember. And now you have online sites where just by stock you have a bunny's asshole as an emoji. Effing crazy. I thought this was a Christian Minecraft stream. I thought this was a cat channel. Wow. It does, JP, it really does. Okay, let's rip this off here. Shiba dog with a big smile on his face, tilting his head. This is XPYR. Thank you for Shiba dog with a big smile on his face, tilting his head, Mr. XPYR. Long time no see. What is this? Oh, no. You donated 2 cats. Now I know that you're Canadian. I didn't know you were Canadian before. Let's fill this in, because that's going to corrode. Scrape, 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 scrape. Scrapity scrape. This is one I pointed out before that needed to get a jumper, didn't I? And I just forgot about it, didn't I? I said before that I needed a jumper at this point, and did I put a jumper? Of course not. Why? Because I'm an idiot. If you watch this stream long enough, you don't really need me to tell you that I'm an idiot. The evidence is overwhelming and typically self-apparent. So let's reinforce this. That's a tough one because you still had half of the circle over there and it was just kind of hiding. Let me get a better zoom in on that. Yeah, so a little bit of scrapity scraping over here. We're see that? Yeah. What detergent to use in the ultrasonic? I use Branson EC. So for each gallon of distilled water, I'll put about 103 milliliters of Branson EC. Okay, you see that? See how it's not making a connection? Man, I am a dumb fuck, aren't I? I almost missed putting a wire there. It's one thing if I didn't see it, but I actually saw it, and I specifically pointed out to all of you, and then I was just going to leave it like that, without the jumper. Sometimes I'm surprised anybody sends me anything to fix it all. I really am. Sometimes I'm genuinely surprised that I have any success in this industry. Okay. How did I miss that? It was literally right there in front of me. If jumpers are bare wire, how do they not short other areas? Good question, Hair of the Dog. So, watch what I do. So see how this is a copper-colored wire? Now see how I'm scraping? This is enamel jumper wire. So I'm scraping it, and then I'm scraping off the enamel. And then once I scrape off the enamel, it conducts electricity. But it doesn't conduct anything until I scrape off the enamel. Also, you see how there's kind of a Hershey's Kiss-like joint there? See how there's a little bit of solder sticking up where there shouldn't be? What I need to do there, in addition to make the camera a lot more steady, let me just screw the things to the microscope. It'll make it a little bit less flexible for me, but a little bit more stable for you. What I need to do is put a little bit of flux there and redo that joint properly. That'll trigger me in my sleep if I know I put that joint there like that. And the hot air will flow it into place nicely, so it sits exactly where it's supposed to. I thought this was the Cashworth stream. Huh? 103 milliliters, that's specific. I think I did a calculation to see what was 3 or 2% by volume of a gallon. Okay. Oh, God. This board just never ends. We're only in one section, too. This hole over there does not give me faith. That cap looks nasty, but it's probably still good. We'll address that later. Okay. It's time for me to check out the CPU section of the board. The sad thing is I know that this is not going to work when I'm done with it. That's the sad fucking part. This is not going to work when I'm done. Because like, this is the circuit that's responsible for sending power to the CPU. And it looked completely and utterly destroyed. This is just completely rotten. This is absolutely rotten trash right here. Oh my, look at this, a tombstone resistor. This is so cool. I love when this happens. Everybody check this out. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at that. That resistor is doing what's called lying flat. I read an article in Bloomberg about the lying flat movement in America that's starting to go on right now, and I think that's what it is. That resistor is lying flat, or the resistor version of lying flat. I love when a resistor does that. He's planking. It's so cool. Okay. Lying flat was in China, somebody said. As you can see, those caps look like complete dog shit, as do the pads under them. I reuse old scrap stranded wire, which is why I asked. Everyone has their own technique. I find enamel magnet wire. That's what it's called. I used the wrong term before. My apologies. I'm sorry. I misled you guys with used the wrong terminology. I like using a magnet wire, which is typically enameled. As you group to repairs on computers that still need work, that still work but need minor things fixed. What's minor? You can put it in the normal chat and I'll read it. Define minor. What do you got? What do you got? I mean like battery, trackpad, webcam. Oh, that's not a sign of board repair, Mr. Caleb. By the way, everybody ping Caleb and say meow for me. But this is not from board repair. That was the way it was manufactured. So it was manufactured that way. I typically work on through-hole boards. I cover my jumpers in heat shrink instead of using enameled wire. Oh, can you imagine working on a board where you actually have the space to use heat shrink on a wire? On a jumper? My God. That would be a gift. That's really I miss those days when you have that much space. Remember having that much space? Remember that board that Paul S. sliced and chopped, burned spoon on PCB? This Mobo is gonna look like that. It might. One sec, my fume extractor keeps hitting my keyboard. I need a better routing for this over the desk, so it stops doing that. There we go. Okay. Those caps, the big caps all look like shit, but I think that there's a good chance they still work and are not shorted. If they were shorted, then this wouldn't be working at all. We'll fix those later. You say that resistor came off immediately, by the way? I want the top cover changed out since I want to frame the current one. Frame? I also want the battery looked at. It boots and runs fine, it's mostly retired, but it's important to me. So the top covers that I can buy, because you said it's 12 years old, are all going to look like complete garbage and be used. Horribly used. Battery, it depends on the model. Like, I think A1278 I can get a battery to. Like, A1297 I can't. That are good. But like if it's that old, it's going to depend specifically on the model and the specific parts that you want replaced, whether or not I can find anything to it. Also, dogs are not better, McLaren F1, and if you talk like that again, I'll ban you. There are certain areas where we just don't respect free speech in this chat. And the idea that a dog is better than a cat, my God, I would just toss you in I wish you were here in person so I could just toss you straight into a gulag. I would put you straight in a gulag, mofo. Like that guy that used to run the NKVD. Serious. There are some matters are just not to be joked about. A cat is the superior creature. Okay. Got a Lenovo Yoga with a 1/4 vertical right of the screen goes dark intermittently. Thoughts? It sounds like your screen is fucked. I would replace it. I know your instinct. You're gonna say, Lewis, I want to replace the cable. I know that's, but that's not gonna be what fixes it. Go to screencountry.com, find yourself a screen, replace it, and be happy. Should I untombstone the resistor? Debating whether I should untombstone it. Anyone who shows for dogs is a paid lobbyist. Probably. I could see that. Okay, this is going to be really sad. I'm very close to the point where I turn this on. I got only a few more things left to do. This is going to look like art, though. This is going to be the most artful dead board that I make no money from. Tombstone is when the resistor is on its side. It's lying flat. It doesn't want to work anymore. That resistor is either mistreated by its boss or getting too much easy unemployment benefits money, depending on which side of the political spectrum you're on and what you believe in. Got a short there because I suck at my job. Well, again, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you kind of know that I suck at my job. You might have forgotten that I suck at my job because I haven't done board repairs in a while. And people tend to remember things as better than they were. So you might remember me as being this great, amazing, once-in-a-lifetime, talented board repair person. Then you watch me actually work, and then it's like, oh. That's the dumbass that we were watching all these years. That's the dumb fuck that can't even solder an SMD. There was one beard rot. There was one that rotted away entirely, but it was in the middle of a trace. And the trace was really strong and hardy. Yeah, I remember your hand being steadier. Me too, man, me too. I'm a very lucky man because I was able to train a staff of talented people before my hand got too unsteady for me to regularly do these videos or regularly do these repairs. So I am a lucky man. Made it just in the nick of time, too. Why would they design it with that many test points that aren't supposed to, when it's not supposed to be repairable? That's an excellent question, I'll be honest with you. It's a good question. It deserves an answer. I wish I had one that I could offer you, but I don't. Okay. Take this capacitor. Put you over there. Soldering tweezers are kind of a luxury that I don't really need. My hot air station is fine. I wind up using this for most things anyway. I wind up using my hot air station when it comes time to align everything. I guess hot tweezers are useful if you're right around a bunch of shit that you're not allowed to get hot air on for whatever reason. There are decent Galaxy S8 replacement screens that don't cost the price of another Galaxy S8. That's a good question, and it's one of the reasons that I don't mess with Samsung phone screen repair, because I don't understand how you're supposed to make money at it. I don't understand how you make money at something when the price of the part is almost the price of the used phone. I see you using the micro tweezers more often. Wanted to buy these for the longest time. It's really just because I've been too lazy to plug my micro pencil back into my station. This is not an endorsement of hot tweezers. It's more so just me being a bum. Okay, so what was on this side? 2 nasty caps here, 1 nasty cap there. Let's get rid of these. Also, on a board with the thermal mass of a MacBook Pro, using hot tweezers is a royal pain in the ass. Because if the board is not already preheated, stuff really doesn't come off easily. Lewis confirms having a micro pencil. Also, the other thing with HAKKO's hot tweezers is that the grip doesn't really insulate very well, so if you squeeze too hard on the micro pencil, you'll actually feel your hand get warm. It's really lame. What? It was near the SMC, I think. Yeah, I'll show you that one in a moment, Bearded Joy, and I'll explain to you why it is I don't think. One of those particular test points is one that I need to worry about. But thank you for reminding me, Bearded Joy, I appreciate it. And also, since I've accused you of being a moderator so many times, I'll make you a moderator right now. You deserve it. Here we go. There we are. Beard of Joy is now a mod. Congratulations, sir. Enjoy your unpaid promotion. Okay. Yep. With great power comes great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. GRATE, responsibility. I also don't like using hot tweezers because it encourages heating the component for longer than necessary to get it into place, which means the flux is going to get burned out of the solder, and when the flux gets burned out of the solder, you have joints like what you see over here where it has that Hershey's Kiss look to them on each side, which is not a good solder joint. You're going to have to flux and reflow that. So now, admittedly, a lot of that's going to have to do with technique. I'm not using very good technique here, and I'm not using great technique with it because I rarely, if ever, use a soldering pencil to begin with. I mean, I very rarely use this tool to begin with, so I don't really have much technique or experience, because it's just not my tool of choice. But it's just something that I would take note of if you're going to be switching over to it, because if you're going to switch over to the soldering tweezers after a long time of using something else, you may have some of the same growing pains that I do with it. Or like having to solder something sideways is more painful with it. So like, see, I have to go over it with the hot air anyway, and watch what happens with the flux. See the solder on the ends of each component? See how you got the little Hershey's Kiss twirl on each one? Watch what happens when it, see how the hot air just makes it all look perfect? Like When you got flux and hot air, it makes everything look a little bit closer to factory. It just makes you look smarter and better at the job than you actually are, which I appreciate because I'm not that great at my job and I kind of suck at most things I do in life. So anything that kind of gives me the opportunity to seem like I'm better than I am, I'll run at it. And the hot air station is really, hot air and some good old Amtech flux really just takes the idiot. It makes me seem a lot better, a lot more talented than what I actually am. Look at that. Looks like factory right there. Looks like I got the hands of a damn surgeon. Ah, mwah. Magnifico. Magnifico. Alright. Morse, okay. Crap, where am I? Okay, so there, the hole that you're talking about is this thing over here, for the gentleman that pointed that out, and thank you for reminding me, because I do miss things from time to time, and I appreciate you pointing that out. So you have a hole over here, right? But there's a giant hole. However, there's a giant trace right around it. You can't really see that very well because of all the flux that I have on the board. I should replace that cap. I might as well replace that cap while I'm here, by the way. Yeah. If not anything else. But see how that's a probe point for testing purposes. That's not a probe point for conducting electricity between 2 points purposes, because there's a trail over here. Does flux conduct electricity? I don't think mine does. I'm sure there are some out there that you need to clean, because if you don't clean, it's capacitive or conductive, but yeah, NC559 V2TF isn't. It's time to see the CPU survive 12 volts to the face. Yeah. I'm honestly, I'm gonna enter a great period of depression if this does not work at all after all this. I'm gonna be so fucking depressed. It's not gonna be much. Oh man, this is gonna be. I'm not ready. I don't want to turn this on to see that it's not any better after all this shit. That's gonna make me really freaking sad. Alright. Oh man, here goes nothing. Here goes nothing. There's a few things that look a little bit less than perfect that can use minor touch-ups, but nothing that's actually going to cause it to not work. So, why don't we get ahead with our black pilling for the day and show this board being dead, shall we? I'm not salty. This machine is gross. Inside and out. Disgusting. Yes! It's an Ultrabook CPU. Fine, I'll press the heatsink to it if it makes you feel better. It works! It's alive! It's alive! Ha ha! I still got it, baby. Chat said my board was smoking. I honestly expected this shit to be dead too. I can't blame any of you who thought this thing was going to be dead. I thought this was completely done for it too. I'm going to give it a second ultrasonicking because it's filled with shit. And then we can do a little bit of a before and after. I think that would be fun. A little bit of a before and after. Damn. I kind of miss this shit, I'll be honest with you. This is my meditation right here. This is my meditation. Fucking taking a board, breaking its back, fucking its ass, making it humble old country way, as the Iron Sheik would say. Just a quick UC though, not a long one. My board is not brain dead anymore.
But it's still not powering on.
It turns on and boots into the OS and everything.
The one that needed a...
No, the 4924. Yeah, jumpers near SMC, an entire row of components by SMC, a row of components, but row of things by CPU vCore.
No high fans?
You shut your mouth. I didn't plug the fan in. You shut your mouth. You go to hell and you die.
He wishes things like that on people.
He really does. I see him saying dead CPU in Tim's stream.
You have 20 volts.
You go.
He said 20 volts.
Wait, what is wrong with this?
This is the ISL one.
I need some victory music. Can we have some victory music? Yeah, let's find. One moment. I'm gonna find some victory music. All right. What'd I miss? Why am I meowing? Why do I hear meowing? Why is there meowing? What the? Whoa, there's meowing? Why is there meowing? Okay, what did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? I'm ultrasonicing my board. Okay. Time to catch up. Viewer. Holy fuck! $100! Thank you, Mario. What the fuck did I do to deserve $100? That's way too much, Mario. Sir, that is too much. There's no refund button on YouTube, though, so I can't give you back like 90% of your money. Feeling when you have 60 dB of volume left in your studio monitor so you can appreciate music at a decent volume. Thank you, Mario. Your webcam quality is amazing. What model? This is an NEX EA50. The microscope is an OCS, HDMI, NH1080 by Optics cam that's no longer made. My overhead camera is an NEX the overhead is a Sony A5100 with, I think it's a Cell 18135 lens. So that's what I got there. Let's see. Cat. Paul S is the champion. Paul S the cat. I fucking fixed the board, baby. Alright, I'm gonna show an after of it. We'll have a before and after. It'll be funny if like the battery or the keyboard or the trackpad are bad on this computer. What do you mean, Guardian Angel? I'm not a member of a Guardian Angel. I could use something to eat and something to drink. I'm waiting for a board to dry. This is really boring. Like when they say stuff like this is as boring as watching paint dry. Watching paint dry, honestly, is not that boring. Waiting for a board to dry, that's boring, man. I don't replace CPU unless it's for data recovery on a machine that requires it, like some of the newer ones. Where the there's no lifeboat connector and the SSD is soldered on the board kind of shit. Why does hot air the board at 150 help it dry? I put it in an oven it's in an oven, but it's not at a solder melting temperature. Success rate for replacing CPUs? I don't know. I don't keep track. It's too depressing a repair to do regularly. LCDs that are cracked look like beautiful art under a microscope.
Really?
Especially when it's pulsing like that. That's a screensaver.
Some kind of kinetic art going on here. And if you touch it,
Whoa. It's very funky. I like the
with lenses, you actually get to see like the depth of it and where it's actually cracked.
I like the funkiness of it. Very much. How's your turtle doing?
They seem to be very happy.
Yeah. Whoa. What's this?
Dallas barbecue, so probably ribs.
Holy
fried
shit.
chicken, and-
Somebody got Dallas barbecue? Who got this?
James? No.
Oh. That is too kind. Thank you very much, James. Holy shit.
Guess that's better than
Whoa. You want? Actually, I should open it in there. I should wash some of the flux off my hands first. Should I? Or does that just make it better? Oh, thank you very much. I don't deserve this. I've been an asshole today. Whoa. This is too kind. Far too kind for a cunt like me. Ugh. Whoa. Why isn't he reading chats? Ultrasonicing board. Whoa. Yeah, I haven't eaten McDonald's in a long time. We have a brilliant laptop repair channel in Russians. It's popular. They often do with setups. One guy placed the cap with wrong capacity into buck converter and placed some resistors near the USB, so at first glance it would look like the PCH is dead and something down the 5-volt line is shorted, but injecting voltage would kill all chips in the board. That's kind of evil. Hello. Whoa. Some coleslaw. Okay, this is too kind. We gotta figure out who at the store deserves it. Dallas barbecue sauce. One moment. There's enough food in there for 4 people. Are you hungry?
No, I had some of your McRib too.
Anybody hungry? Hungry? Want something to eat? Wiles barbecue? He doesn't eat food. He's too tall already. But he doesn't need to grow. Hungry?
No.
Dallas barbecue? Barbecue? Oh, yeah. I'll do a before and after of this board, and then eat this fine food that you people were too kind to get me, since I've been kind of a cunt today. Okay. Ow, this board is hot. Actually, it's hot. You know what? I'll let it finish. I'll eat first. Put a clap here so I know how to edit this out for main channel video. Let's see what this tastes like. Alright, some barbecue brisket. Some coleslaw. Oh boy. Rum. I am a... Lots of love from Bulgaria. What's your opinion on Dell laptops? I don't know. Old Latitude, Modern Inspiron. There's too many different machines to give a general opinion there. If the word bored is in the name, of course it's boring. What model are those power supplies in the background? I think Rockseed, it's some cheap shit. And Hamia Tech, Rockseed, Hamia Tech, some cheap shit. It's just for students to be able to inject voltage into things to see where the short is on a board. Nothing crazy special. crotch cam. Aw, this is a wipe. I thought this was hot sauce. I actually thought that was a piece of hot sauce. That was funny. I wasn't opening that thinking I was going to find a Y piece. That's a wet nap to clean yourself with. Mmm. Mmm. I washed my hands in the bathroom here before I started eating. But thank you, Jessica. Hello. Moment. Let me get myself a cup of water. Be right back. Let the board cool off. My cup of water is inside a restroom, and that restroom is now occupied by somebody who's taking a giant shit. Water can wait for later, I suppose. Let them take their giant shit. Oh, my soap is amazing, Jessica. Angels Gaming, people expect it. When they send something here, they don't expect me to give up if I think there's a good chance of something being fixable, even if it's miserable. What kind of trains do you like? Model trains. I prefer model trains to real ones. I've used enough real trains in New York City to never want to take one again. I like model trains. The kind that go around your Christmas tree. Soap bonds to proteins, whereas solder doesn't have. So soap won't take the solder fumes and particulate off. I suppose that'll enhance the flavor of the lunch then. Thank you, Nathaniel. This wasn't bad at all. Dallas barbecue is not the same as City Grove or Grove City, but it's good. All right, we got to take a look at the board now. Thank you for that meal. That was lovely. I'm going to take a look at the motherboard now so we can get a nice little before and after shot of what it looks like after it's been fixed. You all ready? Somebody's unfortunately still taking a shit in the bathroom that has my cup in it. When people take shits here, they make sure it's a really long shit. I don't know if they take a newspaper in there or what. I'll drink out of the sink. No shame in that. I used to do that in elementary school. Okay, let's take a look at this board. Should have cooled off by now. Water from the sink is fine. Water from the sink is gross? What kind of brainwashing are you? You guys are absolutely brainwashed. Oh my god. Water from a sink is bad. Yo, Poland Spring and Nestle got to you. Alright. Let's see. You know, it's not what I would call the prettiest thing in the world. I don't think I would put this board in an art museum. I probably wouldn't put this board inside of an art museum. But it's a work of art to me. It's a work of art to me, my friends. It's pretty, isn't it? I don't want to give it back to the customer. I feel like this is my pet. You know what I could have done to give it a mildly better cleaning is I could have heated up the flux the second time before I put it in the cleaner. If I had heated up the flux on the board, it would have came off in the cleaner perfectly, like it did the last time. I just don't want to put this board through another cleaning cycle, given the hell that it's kind of been through already. I'll just wipe it down a little bit with a Q-tip. I hope I don't have to give this back to the customer. I mean, all the work that I did on this board. Like, there's a lot of work that was done on this. I mean, I don't really think it's right that, you know, somebody else gets to have it back. Phil told me that at Avatar Studios. He was telling me the thing that sucks about this job and why he wanted something else. It's like, you know, you spend all this time making something work again. And then he's like, okay, here, now go and make amazing music with it. And, you know, where's the fun in that? What if I want to make amazing music? Why do I never get to make amazing music? I have to give this to somebody else so that they can make amazing music with the equipment. I want to record cool music with the equipment. What, somebody else gets to record cool music with it just because they paid for the recording studio and they paid for the time? Screw that. How are things in the USA? I assume it's better than the shutdown going on here in Australia. Yeah, we don't have infinite shutdowns here. I'm happy about that. We don't have any infinite, even in New York City. Like, people are going, like, if you watch my bike video, people are going out, living their life, partying, you know, pretty much living their lives again. I understand that there are certain parts of the world where people are never going to live their lives again. And I feel bad, you know, my heart goes out. My heart goes out. It's not fun, but that is, such is life. You know, different areas, different cultures, different thoughts, different ideas, different governmental systems. You know, you do you, we do we. All right, this works again. I'm fairly happy with how this turned out. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. And I guess this is a clear-cut example that if you see a path to victory, go for it. There are boards where I will see no path to victory, where even if I do everything I'm supposed to do, there's just there's no light at the end of the tunnel, where I'll give up. But if I think there's a path to victory, I really don't mind going through the Shawshank Redemption sewer of shit to get a little bit closer to that light. And I think that's a metaphor for life in and of itself. You know, sometimes in my YouTube comments or chat, people will say that I have this idea that everybody has a 100% chance to be successful if they just do the exact same thing that one other successful person has done. And that's not true. You know, it's not everybody that's going to be successful in life. Not everybody's going to be successful in the particular thing that they want to do. But the one thing I can guarantee you, the one thing that I can guarantee you to be true, is that if you put in effort, you are more likely to succeed than if you put in no effort at all. And that's what we demonstrated today with this board. And I hope that all of you were able to demonstrate that with your own board repairs or repairs of other different types of equipment in your own life. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.